Welcome to Charlotte Execs After Dark. Relationships, business talk, real life. With your host, Timothy Motivation Jones. Charlotte Execs is an organization of professional men and women in and around the Charlotte, North Carolina area who come together, put down the work, and enjoy life. Between live events, members meet on a group call and it's recorded for your enjoyment. Let's listen in.
Okay, mute all. It's my first time using this, so y'all please bear with me. Everybody has been muted. Please do not press star unless requested, and that will give you the mic. I'm going to go ahead and manually unmic these guys, the men that's on the call. First of all, we're going to get straight to the point. This is Timothy Jones, and I welcome y'all to this relationship phone call. Men speaking as if women are not in the room. So we're looking for our participants to go ahead and speak their minds and answer the questions that have been sent in. In addition to the men that we sent out on the email today, we also have another man who joined the call tonight. His name is Kwame Scott. But Blaylock, are you there?
I am here.
You are there. Can you go ahead and introduce yourself to the people who may not have read the emails, and this will be a recorded call, and so people can know who you are later on.
Absolutely, that's cool. Well, my name is Andre Blaylock. I'm a relationship coach. I'm a published author of the book, What's Your Date Number? I've been on several nationally syndicated radio, TV shows, the last one being Dr. Phil. I'm married, been married 6 years. I'm on the call because I have cheated before. Basically, I've been a serial cheater. I think I'm well qualified to be on the call. So that's it.
Sounds good. And now we're going to go ahead and move over to Ed. Ed, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Can you go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, please?
I'm Ed Webster, 42, Flint, Michigan, hometown, currently in South Carolina, professional auto detailer, been divorced 9 years, and at one point in the proceedings of my divorce, I contemplated getting divorced, or during the process of being divorced, cheating, but I decided to hold off in pursuing a relationship until actually the proceedings were over.
Okay, cool. Next up, I'm going to unmute Mr. Charlie. Charlie, you there?
What's happening? I'm Charles Fagan. I'm from Buffalo, New York. I'm 48. I'm divorced twice. I was married first when I was 18 and again when I was 30. And I don't cheat because I keep my word, and especially in a relationship where there's so much at stake. And I work as an electrical controls engineer. I do automation for industrial companies.
Cool. And the new caller that we have on is Kwame Scott. Kwame, are you there?
Yes, Brother Tim, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes, sir. Hey, folks, how y'all doing? This is Kwame Scott, 46, business owner with Legal Shield. Divorced now since, this is 2016. It's been about 6 years now. No, I've never really cheated. And really, I'm the cat that usually likes, likes to stay loyal. So, I usually, I'm like a, single-minded person when it comes to that situation. When I'm in that situation, so that's what it's about.
Sounds good. My name is Timothy Jones, 39 years old, divorced, no children. Charlotte Execs senior organizer, and put this call together and got these great men to participate. Let's get straight to it, man. Let's keep in mind that nobody's listening. Let's act like nobody's listening. Men are just power out on the call because the women, they have emphasized the fact that they want y'all to keep it real. And actually, they're going to be having the say in who they really want to see at the live event. So, the women are critiquing y'all. And so y'all want to give him something good to say. Blaylock, let's get straight to the point, man. Introduction's over. You are
Cool.
a former serial cheater. Let's get straight to it. Why did you cheat?
All right. Well, unlike the other brothers that's on the phone call, that are very loyal and stuff. I mean, it started out that way, but to be honest, I cheated because I could. I mean, I had the options, and sometimes, you know, when you look at, not to get too deep, but when you look at a man's brain, we're wired differently. A man's brain looks like a box, a cluster of moving boxes. There's these little compartments. A woman's brain is like continuously wired. So basically, a man can kind of compartmentalize different things. If I saw something that I liked and I felt that my woman was not meeting it at home, like I called it in the book, like power, money, and sex. You know, that's what most of us, we define our relationships or our business or whatever, power, money, and sex. That's what it's all about. If I wasn't getting one of these things and somebody else kind of came through, it's like, well, I'm not thinking about my relationship at the while. I just kind of stuck the new woman in that little box, and it happened. But basically, the short end, I cheated because I could. Not saying I was proud of it, but I did it because something was not being fulfilled at home. Talked about it. She didn't want to change it up. And so just because I'm like, I used to tell her, just because you say no doesn't mean the desire goes away. So I just met the desire.
Wow. So now you got caught too, right?
Yeah, I got caught. One of those situations where the lady called one night, and you know, I just picked up the phone and started talking to her. It wasn't one of those like, let me leave the house and leave the room and try to talk. She called, and I just started talking, you know. And it was like, oh, who is that? And I'm like, well, this is who she is. I mean, I fessed up to it, you know. And my approach then was kind of like, it was mean, I guess. I mean, some people could view it as mean, but I'm like, we have been having this discussion all in all. Now, I don't know if these brothers on the phone will admit to it or not, but most of us, and I'm going to be very polite on the phone, but I'm going to keep it real. It's a 3F principle that most men go by. Not all men, because these guys on the phone might be an exception, but it's food or feeding, it's finance, whether you have it, that you can help support us in our dreams, our ambitions, or whatever. And then there's the other F that correlates with sex. Yeah. Okay? Now, there's three of them. Now, if your woman is not meeting one of those three, sisters, if you're on the call, you're going to find yourself on one of those, I don't want to call it like a share plan, but that's basically what it is. It's a timeshare plan with your man. You mess up on one of these Fs, and if this brother's talking to you about it, you talking to about it, you might cook and feed him. You might help him with the bills. But let's just say in the sexual department, you ain't handling your business. You make it a lot easier for this sister to fall up in there. So it's just kind of like, or you could be screwing them right, and the money could be right, but the food, I ain't cooking. I mean, whatever it is, it's 3 Fs. It's 3 Fs that we go by. And I mean, I'm just kind of keep it like that because I know I'm not going to hog the call, but that's why I did it. One of the 3 Fs was missing. I addressed it, I readdressed it. I'm like, sister, just because you say no, don't mean somebody's not going to say yes. For every 100 single women, there are 88 single men. The options are in my favor.
You say that boastfully. The options are
I'm not trying to be funny, but that's just real. That's what I tell my audience when I talk to the ladies. I mean, it's a wake-up call like, yo, all these isms y'all have, these expectations. Brothers do not have to jump through flaming hoops and be that gentleman, that Prince Charming that they used to be maybe years ago, because it's way more than you all than us, and we know it.
True, but at the same time, I feel you 100% what you're saying. At the same time, but when it comes down to that woman that we do want, we're going to have to be that. We're going to have to transform or whatever, be that man that she wants. We can't sit around here and go around with an egotistical attitude once we have found her and think that's going to fly and have a good relationship. Feel me?
Yeah.
Brother Tim, it has to be a two-way street on both ends. It has to be a two-way street. Like I said, you know, if she's going to be that one, again, you know, we got to do our part, and she has to do her part. And again, her part is, if her part is the 3S, well, You know, she got.
Bro, I'm gonna give y'all an example.
Hold on. Because we don't want people talking over each other. You know, I'm gonna call out names to kind of keep some order so we don't miss thoughts and things like that. Because I actually was gonna ask Charlie next. But my point here is, if I meet the woman, yes, there are many women to this one man, but I can't go into the relationship like I'm this and I'm that and expect her to be happy, because at the end of the day, it's just me and her. It ain't all these other women that, you know, that's in the equation anymore. So if you think you're going to have something happy and lasting and long, you're going to have to be that gentleman if you want it to work. Charlie.
Yo. But yeah, I feel you, and that's what I'm talking about, because your options is a side issue. Like, once you're done playing around and stuff like that, and you give your word that, hey, yeah, you're the one for me, and let's make something happen, then your word ought to be your bond. And until you say otherwise, look, you know, she wants you to be happy. She's supposed to want you to be happy, just like you want her to be happy. So if you ain't happy, let her know. And then let her know, and before you go out there and do your thing, that it's no longer a relationship. And you're going to go your separate ways to do your own thing. Because there's so much at stake with that. And that's my feeling about that. There's two different issues, and you can't just mix them all up into one thing.
Okay. Now, you said you never cheated. Now, have you ever contemplated cheating while you were married?
No doubt, of course. But you know, you even get to the point where you're flirting and stuff like that, but then you realize, damn, I would hate that to happen to me and back that way, you know. And so, with that thought, then I cut it out and really get serious with her, because I want something better than just what I had in my youth, you know, in my high school days when I just got a girlfriend. I want something better than that later in life. So I'm gonna be straight up with her and candidly talk to her, you know, because if she's the one, then she wants me to be happy, and she's gonna respond to my needs, and vice versa. That's how I see it.
Now, somebody who has been married, you said you flirted. How far did you? You say that with emphasis. How far did you take the flirting?
Well, to the point where trying to change numbers and stuff, and then you get that wake up. You know, you realize, hey, you're going the wrong way. You know.
Hold on, let me ask you something. You exchange numbers with somebody. Now, if my woman changed numbers with a man, remember, it ain't nothing but dudes on the phone. Right? I'm just talking to you guys. If my woman changed numbers with a man, that's it, man. She cheating.
That's true. That's word.
That ain't floating, dog. You know what I'm saying? That's a call to cut something off.
I'm not saying got a conscience, but at the same time, I do want more than what I had before. And so when I'm ready for that and done playing the field, then I'm gonna, you know, make a real commitment, and so that, because I know you putting your feelings in that, you putting your finances, your time, and so all that is worth something. And so I owe it to you and myself to be straight up about that.
Well, it sounds like you also can have physical affairs. You can have emotional affairs.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it sounds like maybe you have some emotional affairs. So it sounds like you could have been cheating.
True. I would admit to that. That's true. So, but, you know, you got to wake yourself up sometimes.
True.
Get right.
Kwame, my bad, man. Kwame.
Yes,
sir.
You said it's a two-way street. Go ahead and let it out, bro.
Yeah, you know, it has to be a two-way street, brother. Like I said, you know, it's a give and take. Situations, you know, have to, you know, try to accommodate each other. You know, the thing about it, why I've never cheated per se, is because I've been cheated on, and that kind of put me in a bad state. So I said I don't want to, you know, put anybody in that position, you know, myself, because, you know, I know that feeling kind of devastated me. So I was like, I can't do this. Now, yeah, you know, not to say that I haven't looked, when I was married, I looked at other women. I might have been thinking about, like, damn, you know, maybe if I wasn't married, that's about it. You know, flirting. I'm not, you know, my game ain't that strong. I was blessed to even just get married. You know what I'm saying? So my game ain't that strong. So the thing about it is, so for me to try to holler at somebody, you know, on the side, man, yeah, it would have been all jacked up, man. I would have been all caught trying to play the Eddie Murphy. It ain't me. Definitely.
At the same time though, the women see you more attractive when they know somebody wants you, and they see you as a talent.
But you know what? I've been trying to see that. I was thinking about that too, and my wife, my ex-wife, was trying to make more of that than what I was seeing, because I was trying to see like, what, I got this ring on, but I ain't seen nobody trying to slide the drawers or the number to me and anything like that. I don't know. When I had the ring off, I had a little more fun then. But I just didn't see that. I heard that situation, but it really wasn't happening with me. At least I wasn't open to it. Put it that way. If it was, even if the woman, even when it came butt naked, I said, hey, how you doing? And just kept it moving, because again, that was my, that's my focus. I ain't trying to even go down that road, because I had that ring on and I had that commitment. But the fact of the matter is, it's like this.
Right.
It's like we got, when situations are not taken care of, again, there's problems, and again, you always say, yeah, you want to try to, resolve the situation before it goes that route. But at the same time, things happen, and like the brother said, the options, for me, I didn't feel there was options coming at me, left and right. But again, if there was, hey, I might be on, I might have some kids out of wedlock. You know what I'm saying?
So you the kind of cheater that really couldn't get away with it. You just be written all over your face or something.
Yeah. It really, the only situation with me is, put it this way. Yeah, I would have been all types of busted. It would have been no ifs, ands, or buts, no secrets, no nothing. I guess, it would have been poor. So that's why I didn't even go down that route. You know what I'm saying?
I've heard the fact that how women are more attracted to men with a ring. Now, being married myself for about 5.5 years, I did, man. It did seem like it definitely increased, and I believe a lot of that has to do with the fact that, men ain't the only one who want to hit it and split. Sometimes women just don't want to commit either. Sometimes they want to just go ahead and get themselves off and you go about your raggedy business. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't the only ones who just want to get some and just deal with our life singularly. Hey, you don't want to be too quiet, man. What's going on? You've been married before. How long were you married?
Me, that was about 6 years. 6.5 years.
6.5 years. Now, while you said earlier that you contemplated cheating during your divorce proceedings. Now, in 6 years, you had sex, and I know your wife had some children and all that. During those different times while you were married, I think you were working at the sheriff's office, something at the time. Were you contemplating cheating at that time? Or everything was good?
No, at that time, that was the rocky time. And most folks that are in law enforcement have the highest divorce rate. And I didn't want to be one of those statistics, but ultimately it happened. And being in that environment, when people find out what you're going through, people that you never paid attention to before start paying you attention, and you like, whoa, wait a minute, what's going on? And you looking at situations like, whoa, wait a minute, she trying to holler. It's like, nah. I'm like, baby, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, as fine as you are, you about to put me in a situation that I'm not trying to be in right now, and you're trying to stay focused or whatever, but every day you got a sister here, a sister there, and it's like, nah. I'm like, I got to be strong-willed about it, and thank God I did during that time of the divorce, but once that was over, pretty much it was on and popping. It was like, hey, I ain't got nothing to be remorseful about at this time.
So how long after the divorce was finalized did you jump to the next one?
Relationship-wise, it was probably about 2 months.
Regardless of relationship or not, just the next one.
Yeah, it was about 2 months after. And
was it a black people meet?
What'd you say?
Was it a black people meet?
No.
That was one of your events, man.
No.
Nah, that was straight out of the the law enforcement department. So
Okay. Blaylock.
Yeah. Man, see, a lot of times, man, Timothy, it's like when you're married. When I was married, it's different than when I was dating. Okay, and a lot of times my philosophy is until you're married, you're single. A lot of the sisters let brothers put them on the layaway plan. I ask, where can you go and get anything of value? Like if I walk into your store, no matter what you sell, jewelry, car, furniture, and I hit you up with like, hey man, I really like this right here, but I don't have any money right now. I want you to take it to the back and hold it for me for a little while. Now I might come back and get it later on. I don't know when, but could you take it off the floor for me? Could you do that? And you're gonna be like, what? More than likely, no. Okay, now think about it. When I'm single, how many times can we go up to a sister and kick them with that game? You know what? We can date them for a little while and be like, you know what? I'm tired of games. I'm a grown man. I want to do something different. I think we should take this relationship to the next level. And I was wondering, could you be my girl? Would you be exclusive? And she's like, yes. Now, this conversation going at 12 o'clock. She can go to the grocery store, whatever, 1 o'clock, and a brother try to holler. And the first thing she says is, no, I got a man. I'm in a relationship. I'm looking at her finger, and it's just as bald as my head. She ain't got on a ring. She ain't got on a toe ring, a belly ring, a tongue ring, a bracelet, nothing. We have effectively put that sister on layaway with our words. My biggest thing is like, look, if you ain't married, you single. Kicking jokers to the curb. Now, it's one thing like when you date and you kind of weed somebody out, but a lot of times we don't know how to date. We know how to mate. And the problem I had with these isms and expectations are some of the sisters didn't know the rules of engagement. They would expect a gentleman, okay, look, I'm going to walk over there and I'm going to open the door for you and let you in the car. But as I'm walking around, when I get to the car, I got to open my own door. Okay, the rules of engagement is if I open the door for you and I close it, you're supposed to reach over and open my door for me when I get in. That's the rules of engagement. But if you ask a lot of sisters, do they even know they're supposed to reach over to open the door? They say no. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to go halfway, I go halfway. I'll open the door for you to let you in every time. Right. I'll open the door for you to go in the building every time. But I'm not going to walk around and let you out. Now, if you open the door for me when I get in, then you get full circle because you understand the rules of engagement. But a lot of times with these expectations and isms, they don't do it. And a lot of times I kind of fault us as men because you can chase but so far. If I'm interested in you, sister, I need to know that you're interested in me too. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like so anyway, I kind of digressed to some of the other
No, you said something. Maybe I missed the part. You said you will open the door for her, but you won't.
Yeah. No, what I'm saying is like this. I look like this. Okay, understanding the rules of engagement. If you want something, you need to know how the game is played. You need to know why. An ism is a mindlessness. You don't know why it's up in there. Maybe your mama, daddy told you, maybe your grandma, grandpa told you, but you've accepted that ism as your own without even contemplating it. So if you've heard all your life, well, a gentleman is supposed to open the doors for you. Okay, that's cool. But did she tell you or did he tell you you're supposed to reach over and open it for him? Now, I look for stuff like that. I'm going to open the door always, but I'm going to see, okay, if you stop halfway, I'm going to stop halfway because it's a given thing. If you expect it all, you got to know what you're talking about. So if she reaches over and she opens the door for me, then when we get to where we're going and she try to open it, I'm like, girl, don't you touch that door. Don't you touch that door. I'm going to walk around and open the door for her and help, I'm going to do everything full circle. But if she don't know to reach over, she's just going to get the door open.
Right. And because we're all different men, I respect your take on that. I also respect the fact that as men, regardless of what she knows, don't know, been taught, haven't been taught, we still got to lead. So me personally, if that's just who I am, I'm not going to shut it down because she fell short of something that I'm peeping out on the low that she don't even know that I'm peeping.
Word.
Open the door up and let her out. Because I'm going to teach her, with my actions. A lot of times, you got a lot of men who say they want the woman to do this, a woman to do that. One thing I found out in marriage especially, the best way for you to get her to do it is for her to see you do it. So, you ain't got to run around beating on your chest about submit, I'm the man of the house and this and that and the other, when she can go out and about and see you when you approach a man with respect and call him sir. when she can see that you have leadership or mentors that you submit to their leadership or their opinions and their mentorship.
Well, I think I agree with you. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I agree with what you're. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I was going to say I agree with what you're saying, but it's like if that's my wife,
right,
that's something different. If
right.
that's someone I'm dating, that's something different. I have to give my date something to look forward to. Everybody is not getting wife treatment. Because a lot of times in these relationships, man, you can't tell the difference between someone who says they're in a committed relationship without the ring and someone that's married because they're doing the exact same thing.
Well, me personally, because I don't date just to date, I'm not running around, checking the calendar, 5-6 different women, who was last week, who got to get some time this week. I don't do that. So because I date with a purpose, she's going to get the treatment that she can look forward to. Because I'm in training as well, so she got to know that she sees a husband material just like I'm looking for wife material. So personally,
this Charles, let me jump in there right quick.
Go ahead.
I just want to say too, the relationship is not those material things. It's between your soul and her soul. That's what the relationship really is. It's not anything physical. It's not even the legal thing when you do get married. So that's what really everyone needs to understand to actually have a decent marriage or a relationship. I just want to throw that in there.
I feel you. Kwame, we're going to get back to you, Ed. Don't go to sleep, bro. And we got some questions from some of these ladies. Well, let me make this an open question. We might even go back to Blaylock. Has anybody been cheated on?
Yes, sir.
You've been cheated on. Anybody else?
Sir.
Have you been cheated on?
Charlie has.
Charlie. Ed? Hello?
Yeah, Charlie.
No, I'm trying to see is Ed there. Okay, if you're there, we'll come back to you. So you've been cheated on. How did you take that? How long did it take you to get over that?
Oh, bruh. It was rough. It was rough, man. Like I said, depressing because you feel like you lower than dirt, man. Because you put 110 up in there, and like all the work and effort that you put in, it feels like it was for nothing. And it's like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like you could have been doing something else. And when I came, put it this way, when I got married too, I came in a situation, whereas I took on her children too. Plus I had a child within the relationship. So it's like, damn, I did I sacrificed per se, and and added to the relationship, and it's like, damn, this is how you get treated. Like, yeah, you feel lower than dirt, man, and you feel like you're taken advantage of and everything. So, like I said, it's a situation where I never did it while I wasn't in that situation, because again high school I had to deal with some little stuff before I ain't like that feeling then. Like I said, get married and found out the same situation, go through the same situation. You're like, damn, like man, for real.
Wow.
And, and we can go back and forth about my deficiencies and her deficiencies and what had her to do that and all this and that. That's I know my situation. I wasn't 100% perfect.
Right.
But at the same time, too, I did give that, that situation where, listen, I at least ain't gonna do that to you. We gonna go, separate ways because of, lack of something going on in the relationship, and let's do that. Don't disrespect the, the commitment. You know what I'm saying? And then try to play me like, Bobo the fool. So it's like, man.
Artez Glover asks, why do men have such a difficult time forgiving a woman's infidelity? Charles, what's your take on this?
Well, I think it's just that double standard that we have, that women being with more than one lover is worse than a man doing the same thing, and so and therefore you felt also that somebody conquered something of yours. So it's like a double thing with that. Not only that she actually cheated, disrespect from her, but you also feel disrespected by that guy. So, I mean, when it happened to me, I was young and she was young. I was only 18 and I was in the Navy. So hindsight, I understand how that could have happened because she's still understanding herself, and we was trying to do something for the wrong reason anyway. because I had my son straight out of high school. So, but no, that question you asked, that's probably the main reason why you affected our macho, as well as the disrespect itself.
I agree with that. We territorial and egos. And a man come along and snatch something, even though she went because she got a will, it's still the fact that you got yours taken. You know.
Right.
Well, you know, like
I took your beat. You know, I took your hoe. You know, rap about it all the time in glory because
right.
feel like you're a bigger man because you done that. So when somebody do that to you, you feel like less of a man.
Yeah, well, you know, it's like Richard Pryor said. You know, you got your stuff fitting like a glove. You know, and everything cool. Next thing you know, someone coming up there and messing up your fit. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, nah.
Right.
We had this straight. No.
Right.
So,
Carnita from the Ladies' Night Out, she asked, why is it men always think we can't handle the truth, whatever that is, so they lie to us? I'd rather have a player be upfront with his playerness and give me the option to choose, but I think the real deal is they can't handle us not choosing them if they are upfront. Fear of rejection is real.
I would agree with her 100%. I just think these days you just don't have to play. Just getting back to my little thing, when I was cheated on, and that happened, it was the way I processed it. You know, I was like, okay, when she told me and all this stuff, actually I came home and dude was there. He didn't quite make it out. So I had an opportunity to be upset, of course. But I just kind of thought about it, because you have to rehearse what you're going to do before it happens. You can't wait till you're in the heat of the moment to decide what you're going to do. So I'd always rehearsed. I'm like, okay, if I catch my woman cheating, I know my woman, and I know that's not normally what she would do. So I rehearsed. I was like, okay, the pros and cons. This is a good woman. She is not her vagina. She has a vagina, but she is not her vagina. If I base it upon, well, another man got this, he got your cookie. Now, okay, look, somebody got your cookie before I got it. Okay, I'm saying there ain't nobody no virgins when we came here. So it's like I'm not going to make the relationship based upon if someone got it or didn't get it. Okay, do I want them to get it? No. But I don't care how much I'm hitting it. She's like, it's yours, Dre, it's yours. When you leave, you can't leave it with me. So it's leased. It ain't never going to be mine. So basically, when he left, I'm like, bruh, don't come around anymore. We ain't going to have no problem, because look at her. She fine. You supposed to do what you're supposed to do. But when I got her alone, she expected me to amp on. I'm like, babe, I know this isn't you. How did I fail you? Where did I go wrong? Because it goes back to the 3 F's for me. But it might not be that for her, because women are a sense of security. There was something I wasn't doing. I wasn't telling her she was beautiful enough. Dre, you don't make me feel beautiful. You don't tell me this. You don't tell me that. And when I was out, he told me. Because I knew that didn't just happen one night. This brother had been working on her for months.
Yo, let Charlie say something if you get done, all right?
Go ahead. I'm done.
I really disagree with that, man, because, again, it's about your word. And what you say is going to be or not. So if she felt that way and y'all are really cool like that, and bringing it back to what people usually say, oh, let's be friends first. Because, yeah, friends first is the foundation you need for any relationship to persevere all the stuff you're going to run into. So if she's not your friend and you're not her friend, then you're not going to talk about stuff like that that's uncomfortable. Because nobody wants to tell somebody else something bad. They always want to keep it nice and pretty and fluffy. So it takes effort to go and say, hey, honey, I don't like when you such and such or whatever. And that's a natural thing, but it has to happen. So it's not acceptable that they go do that, because they're not only deceiving you in, what do you call that? That's another word for deception. You don't want to be somebody deceiving you. You deceive your enemies, not someone you say you love. So that's my thing on it.
Kwame?
I feel you.
Kwame?
I'm sorry. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Your take?
Well, my thing is this. I believe that, like Brother was saying, you really don't cheat on your friend. And I think things were lacking, or can be lacking in a relationship, like I said, and things just move on, and we just move on to different areas. But it's a situation whereas you also live and learn too. You also live and learn, and then that's the best thing I can think of right now. After things have happened that way.
Okay.
So that's the best I could take on it right now.
I see. Let me ask you this, Kwame. This
yes,
is
sir.
another question by Stacy Reed. She says, do men get intimidated by a woman who is independent?
You know what? Yeah, now I've heard that, and I could do a basic general answer, but also I'm also learning out here too about what that term independent means.
Right.
We first hear about that term independent, especially when it comes to black women.
Well, let me just say something. A woman who got her own, she got a nice job, a career going. She can pay her own bills.
Yes.
Car note, if
yes.
if there's one,
yes.
she can pay it. House note, she can pay it, and she can cover her bills. She's independent. Where we're gonna talk financially independent. Usually, that's what's being spoken.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's usually. But again, I'm learning too. I want to say sexually independent too. That's something that sexually, like basically, they're being as open as we are as men.
Oh hell!
Look,
hell no. So no. Let's stick with the woman with the money. We come back to that other stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why I asked. That's why we had to define independent, because older I'm getting, and I'm out here, and I'm like, wow, okay, it's like that, huh? Wow, I never knew. Because I guess I never had hung around them type of women. But I'm just saying, it's becoming a phenomenon that's being more open. That's why I had to ask that, state that situation.
Well, let's base the answer around her being financially independent.
Financially independent. Well, again, that always goes into the old model in terms of power sharing, and that's where the situation goes. Because again, basically, if we're supposedly the quote unquote man of the house, you're supposed to have the final word. We always make that decision, and we're in a decision, and basically some of that's based on our gender, but also it's based on our financial, or was based on our financial prowess in terms of what we brought into the house. Again, those dynamics have changed now. So basically, have men, or especially black men, changed with that? That's kind of the issue at hand. And that's why a situation, whereas, because again, if you say, all right, honey, we need to do this, and she says, no, we need to do that, and again, you conflicted, and usually because the dynamic, the financial dynamics was in one way, but now it's either balanced or skewed, or not skewed, but basically the other way, then it's like, okay, then what's your worth? Especially since, we're, told and taught that we're supposed to be the providers of everything. Well, whether it be like a husband and wife, or just a family situation, whether you have brothers and sisters, the man's supposed to be the provider. That goes to that situation. So when that dynamics change, that's what's really having a challenge. I'm seeing as I'm seeing a younger generation kind of deal with that, but I'm also seeing some challenges even with that. So that I
remember when you talked it up before. Excuse me. That it was like, as long as the woman is not throwing it in your face. You know what I mean?
See that you're gonna have put this way. I think you may or may not have some challenges with that with some of the older women, younger women. They may be cool and may be understanding, but again, I guess that depends on the sister and what's going on. I think the challenge again, you just sometimes, and also sometimes with the vibe, I guess. Some women put out, again, if you're not on their quote unquote level, they do with you.
We'll break this down. What do you mean the vibe? The vibe should give off.
No. The vibe meaning the vibe, like if you're not on the level, like basically if even if you could be at a place where you be in that situation, like one of the events, right?
Okay.
Y'all you still nice dressed, but you know you may be a blue collar guy, and obviously she's a corporate person. And
Okay.
yet, you still kick it and whatnot. And y'all cool together, but still she has that vibe like, oh, because she can see that you're a blue collar guy, and she doesn't want to mess with a blue collar guy. But yet you fine as all ever, and you treat her nice, but still she got that vibe because she got that like air about her that she doesn't want to mess with a blue collar vibe. Now she may have that air, she may not.
Now you said the air about it. My thing is a lot of times there are misconceptions until you actually talk to her. So when you say the air about it, are you actually talking about you spitting conversation and that comes off, or just from a distance?
Nah, it's conversation and how how she talks, what she says, some of her aspirations, just general talk. And again,
Okay.
It may be cool, and again, it may be cool in the first few times meet. Y'all might go out a couple times, but then again, as I guess time goes on, I guess it can be apparent that it can be. Now again, it can work out too. I'm not dissuaded at all. But I'm just saying that's how sometimes I've heard it go. It's like
if she's
because
dining out at these expensive restaurants, and he being a blue collar worker, and not saying a blue collar worker can't make bread, because it depends on what his position is.
right.
But if she's used to dining on these $80-$90 meals 3-4 times a week, and he just ain't into that, that's what a compromise and just where you go out with your girls. If that's just not his thing, who knows?
Right.
That's
And the thing also, it's also, I would say, just in terms of the income per se, it's just the way the outlook on life. That's all. Like I said, she, even though she, like I said, she may have that to do that, but and he may even have that to do that, even on a blue collar job. But the fact is, brother, he's thinking like, well, is that really necessary? Do we really need to, go to Shima's every other night? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, can I jump in?
I'm looking for Blaylock. That's you?
Yeah, man.
Can you handle a woman that's balling out of control, man?
Okay, yeah. My thing is just like the strong and independent. A lot of times, when you look around the races, I did this with my research. The black woman or the ethnic woman is the only woman beating on her chest, wearing this independence as a badge of honor. Okay, they're the only ones. You don't see white women trying to stand up. Oh, I'm independent. You don't see Asian women. You don't see it. Okay, and it's just kind of like a lot of times to us, strong looks masculine. And a lot of times they say, I handle my business. Look, you handle your job. You handle your children. You handle your bank account. But when you try to handle your man, you're going to end up getting manhandled. See what I'm saying? It's just something about Tim. If we talking, me and the brothers talking, there's a certain level that I kind of get the brother at that it's like, okay, if it gets to a certain pitch or a certain tone, we already know it's getting ready to go and somebody need to back down.
Yeah.
An independent woman, I'm strong. She'll start standing in that independence and it looks masculine. And she gets a totally different response from us because we respond differently to masculine energy, even if it's a female in front of us. So I don't per se have a problem with an independent woman. I don't have a problem with a strong woman. But what does that strength look like? I don't have a problem. Go ahead.
When I interject, I'm only getting clarification on what you're saying. I'm not trying to cut your conversation short. Just getting clarification on what you're saying. Now, when you say black women are the only ones who beat on their chest and look for your research, like, as a badge of honor or whatever you say, I'm not trying to misquote you. But how often are you in the presence of Asian women or white women or whoever to know if that is actually true?
Very often, because when I date, I just date. I date. Okay, I date, and then when I did my research, I looked at it and I grew up around it. So I was I'm very multicultural when it comes to different things. And when I say like, okay, now we can take it back to slavery, I understand the why. I understand the why. There is a reason a lot of times that it's like this. There's a reason that sometimes that men, a lot of times when women say, look, men are just little boys. I want to take care of my man like he's my son. Well, if you go back to it, not make this a history lesson, but when you go back during slavery, it's just kind of like the master would beat and almost kill the boy. and make the man scared of him, but tell the woman, if you want anything for you or your family, you come to me, but he better not bring his head over here, because if he do, I'll kill him. So she's seen him, especially with Willie Lynch, kill him. So the mother raised up, and she did a lot of stuff for her family. Not saying that the dude didn't, but she did a lot, and she taught her daughters, do this too. And if you notice, a lot of times women mature faster than guys. But what did she do to her sons? She held on to him as long as she could. Baby, if I let you go, they'll kill you. If I let you in these streets, they'll kill you. So they raised these little man boys. You know what I mean? So I get the psychology of it. But if you don't encounter a man, if you encounter, I don't want to say you're equal either, but I really believe this. I believe that when it comes to relationships, Timothy, I'm whole by myself. God created this earth. He created me. I'm complete. I'm complete. I can see this earth whether I have somebody beside me or not. I'm complete. Yeah. I'm looking for a woman who's complete, because it says in the Bible that the two, if the husband leaves, when the man leaves, whatever, he cleaves to his wife, the two shall become one. Two become one. It don't say two halves make one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I have to be complete, and she has to be complete.
Right. Now,
so I'm sorry. So I just kind of digress, because I don't want to take over. But I have no problem with independence. I don't have no problem with strength. I have a problem sometimes with, okay, if it's a half, if you're expecting me to complete you, that means you're going to be picking off of me. You're going to be picking off of me, trying to fill up little holes that you have. You shouldn't have those holes. But when you come to me a certain way, it has to be in your feminine energy, not the masculine energy, because you're not going to get the same response.
Something you said, I'm trying to remember certain things that you said that's triggering questions. You said, oh, yeah, it's often known that women mature faster than men. In my personal observation, I've seen that usually is women who have had a child or have had responsibility placed on them at a young age. Right. That's why they're maturing faster. A lot of men, they can roll in stone, drop it and keep moving, and he has no reason to grow up. Mama's going to always be there. You can sleep in the basement. She can feed him. So he has no reason to grow up. Because I know a lot of women who 30, 40, 50 years old right now who still ain't too mature. But those who have been placed in situations where maturity was demanded, those are the ones who matured. And I can say the same about men. Charles, let me go to another one of these questions that somebody gave. How do you rebuild trust once you've cheated? How much of cheating is sexual versus emotional versus financial? And do we have a double standard when men cheat, and why? That's from Greta, Charlotte Ladies Night Out. So that's about ABC, question right there. So pick out what you answer, bro. I think we touched on that double standard earlier, though, but go ahead.
Yeah, it's a double standard out there.
Charlie.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Repeat the question. You got it.
Yeah, one more time, sir.
Okay. How do you rebuild trust once you've cheated?
All right.
You're the one.
Yeah, the only way you can do that is be straight up and show that you're straight up. And it's going to take longer than it did to get it, as everybody already know that. Because I ran into that myself, and I found this one lady, it's like I forgave her, right? But I found that she tried to be more sneakier, thinking that, I'm going to let my guard down now. But that's the issue with that. It's like you get to a point where you really just can't believe anything she says anymore, so you got to let her go. And I don't see any way you can really get it back unless you do things like check phones and all that, and I'm not willing to do that. If I got to do all that, I can be with you.
I feel you, and let me just get my take on that. Me personally, I let it be known up front. If there's ever some cheating, I'm done. It's off like a light switch. I'm talking about it can be happy yesterday, and today I found it's done. How can you just shut somebody off like that? How can you? You just can't. Strong will, whatever you want to call it, but it's over, because I can't sit up there and be looking in your face and know you done been in the presence of somebody else like that. I just can't do it. So other men may can take her back, I can't do it. Ain't no sense of we sitting up there arguing and I'm thinking and dwelling on what she's done and got to wonder about what she's doing. If she's being honest now, well, you should be forgiving. You should be a Christian forgiving, yeah, with a long-handled spoon. Me personally, that's it. I can trust her because I know I can be trusted. Usually, like they say, if you out sneaking and cheating, you always think she doing something because you're the one doing it. And in the same manner, if you know you can control yourself and turn other women down in advances and walk away, that's how I had to trust. Once I, got myself to that point, I was able to trust another woman. Said if I can do it, she can do it. If I can hold myself, she can hold herself. Don't give me that it just happens stuff. The stuff don't just happen. A lot of times it led up to that. Conversations, flirting, and all that, and that's how it happened. You don't just fall in the bed. You know what I'm saying? You just trip and just no. So because my thing is, you took a long time to get there, and I'm not trying to pull you back because you done went too far. If I caught you on some text, you know what I'm saying, some text and stuff, we might catch it early. We might can get past that. Some it depends on what the text is. You talking about some sharing some pictures? No. So we all different. Some stuff I'm just not going. I don't have time to deal with that, man. Our life expectancy as black men already is lower than theirs anyway. I don't have time for that.
I heard that. But Timmy, I think it's like love and hate is the flip side of the same emotion. So to rebuild trust, like the brother said, you're going to have to forgive. But again, man, I'm all about processing and rehearsing. You practice the game. You practice before the game. So it's like, dog, man, if she cheats, I still go back to the pros and cons. And it is an opportunity to leave. But it's just as much an opportunity to show grace. Now, again, this is with a wife. I ain't talking about somebody I'm dating. Girlfriends and stuff, they can be replaced. Now, I'm saying that ain't the same thing. I ain't committed to a girlfriend like I am my wife. You see what I'm saying? So,
can I jump in that?
If we must even let God speak on this. He said, because of the hardness of man's hearts is why he allowed divorce. Because he knows how hard it is hard.
Hold up. That's the only one. That's the only reason you can get in the Bible for getting a divorce.
Okay, he's one reason.
But it's an opportunity.
That's the one. That's the only one.
That's the only reason I knew.
But it's the opportunity because if we take it in context, man, he had to put that out because it was a patriarch society and the sisters didn't have any rights. So a dude can have her stoned or killed if she burned his food. So it's like, if you don't want to be with her like this right here, just go on and out of here. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's like, I just kind of think it's a flip side. Love and hate is a flip side because it's kind of hard. It's like when you get with that trust thing, it's like you start getting into almost hate. You get into resentment and all this stuff, and it's just kind of like, oh man, hey, can't we work this out? Because unless you were taught hatred, it's kind of hard to hate somebody that you didn't used to love. You see what I'm saying? Unless you were taught it. Huh?
My thing is to avoid the hate, the bitterness, and resentment is for me, and to make sure her life just stay on a level. For me, is to go about my business.
I heard that.
And we all are different. I can't knock it. You may want to sit there and work it out. More power to you, bro. Hope you get
they
some
do, man. They work it out. I mean, it's harder for us to do that, but a sister will stay there and she'll try to, for the most part, she'll try to stay, but we just don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? We just don't want to do it. But anyway.
Yeah. Kwame, did you touch on that, bro?
There's a few things like I was listening to, and as the thing about it is this, because I'm reflecting on my situation there. There was a question out there about why don't women why don't we tell them the truth? And that was one aspect of it in terms of because I'm thinking about my situation, how my wife always wanted the truth, but she couldn't handle the truth, and so and when you gave her the truth, her emotions was not the best. So I didn't want to deal with that mess. So I'm thinking, okay, so my next partner, I have to be meet someone who is emotionally mature. Because obviously, she was emotionally mature after you gave her the truth, and she would do this way. But if I lied to her, everything was cool, until that lie got busted, of course. So that's one aspect right there. And then when you're also talking about, in terms of, dealing with your wife in terms of trust, at least winning that trust back. Because the thing about it is, after, again, obviously I had to work on, after I told her that lie, because, I didn't want to hear, I ain't want to hear her mouth when she was upset. I had to earn that trust back and try to work real hard on it. And the thing about it is, again, you put in a lot of time and effort to do that. And again, like I said, my relationship wasn't 100. Again, I had my faults. I'm not going to come up here saying I was perfect. But the fact of the matter is, again, when I did put everything in there and laid all the cards on the table, and you still had, she still wasn't laying all her cards on the table. Yeah, that trust, for me, it was a wrap. It is a wrap because again, I thought I was loyal, even with some of my mistakes. I still was a loyal person. And that's
okay.
That's what I did. I didn't get back, and that's why I said, like you said, it was a wrap right there. And that's why, and that, the only reason that I kind of I stayed in that situation was obviously for the kids, as long as I could. And then again, it was like, boom, and we just a situation where we couldn't do it anymore. We couldn't do it anymore.
Before I ask the next question, I see it's a lot of callers on here. I can, see all these different numbers. Before I ask the next question to the men, if somebody has been listening, we're going to stop about 30 seconds. Maybe they'll chime in, maybe they won't. If you have a question that you've been listening and you want to ask based upon what you've been hearing, please press ** and go ahead and chime in. We'll give you a few seconds to do so. If we don't hear anything from anyone, we'll keep moving. If you have a question, please press ** and go ahead and ask your question.
Yes, I had a question.
Okay. Nautica?
Yes.
What's up? Go ahead.
How you doing? I wanted to know, what are the thoughts of the men on the call in terms of the difference that they see between a woman cheating in a relationship versus a man cheating in a relationship? Because some people think it's just physical, some think it's more emotional. I just want to know what their view is between the difference of the two.
Ooh. Blaylock, you want to touch on that first? Thank you, Nautica.
You're welcome.
I will. I'll try. A lot of times, for men, we're visual. A lot of times it's a visual type of thing. A lot of times for females, it's going to be emotional. It's what he said. It's how did he touch your emotion. Not saying that a guy can't get caught up in that because we're all different. But for the most part, cheating is cheating, no matter how it occurs. A man more than likely, if it's physical, if it's like, yo, she just got a bigger butt or bigger breast, smaller waist, and we just kind of hit it because it's something that appeals to our eyes, more than likely, hopefully we can walk away from that and just kind of throw that bone in the closet. Anytime it gets emotional, though, it's just harder to walk away, but cheating is cheating, but I think we do it for physical reasons and the females do it for emotional reasons.
Charles, you want to hit that?
For me, I know, looking at women, I know women, it would take a long time for them to actually give it up to somebody. So if she gave it up to somebody, this dude must be something. As for the guys, where they're more or less run after whatever, So that's an impact right there. So, and the other thing I talked about too with how it's a macho thing. Like then you're thinking, okay, what does this dude got? I ain't got, or if she been, then you question her character and how straight up she's been with you or not, So, but I guess both genders will feel that way. But the only difference I see is that it takes women a lot to give themselves, and so there must be a whole lot going on for her to do that.
The difference, I'll touch on the difference that I see. Cheating is cheating, period. But I also want to say this, too. It's often stated that women are more emotional than men and men are more physical. I think I touched on this on Facebook about, women are moved by sight as well. They're not running around here dating Freddy Krueger. So they see a nice man. They see a nice body. They see teeth. They see material things, and they get turned on about, by those things depending on what, drives them. But we men can be emotionally led astray as well. Because if we have a woman at home who's nagging all the time or disrespectful, and you go out and you meet a woman who's sweet, who can, just respectful in just the way she addresses you and deals with you, she ain't even got to be the finest thing in the world to us. That can pull me away just as much as a physical attraction. So it depends on the man. There ain't no difference. Cheating is cheating. But I believe if a man is at home and his wife is slacking in the area of emotional needs that he needs, a man needs a supporter, somebody to cheer him on and all that. And if all he's doing is getting beat down about what he ain't doing, how he ain't good enough, and you got some other woman giving him the opposite, that can take him too.
True indeed. But Tim, like I was saying before, as I'm out here, I think, like I said, the shift is more so. Women are, we used to see that before. You take a lot of emotion, or they would look at it as an emotion thing, and do that more often than not. But not anymore. It's I say that it's more of a balance of, they see something, it is what it is, and that's it. Knock it for one night and call it a day. And versus that was kind of our stilo, back in the day. We would, hit it and quit it and go. I see a lot of women, a lot of mature women, not no young Jones, a lot of mature women, just following suit. Just, hey, it is what it is. I'm just being honest. It is what it is.
I see.
And that's what I was asking about the independent stuff, because again, I'm like hearing and seeing things that I would never see put this way from our women. Put it that way. A behavior I would never see from our women in the past. Mm-hmm. But that's again that's changing. It's changing, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, all right now. So, yeah,
Charles.
Yes, sir.
You got another question. Actually, Tara from Singles Mingle, she asked two questions. What are some of your pet peeves that women do? But we're going to say that to Friday on the call about things that men don't like about the women. We're going to try to stay away from that. But let's answer her second question. Since you're single, and she asked it, what are you looking for in a woman that lets you know she is wife?
Well, I look for that bond, and you can't describe it. Ain't nothing you can put into words, but you will feel it, though. And you'll feel like, I don't want to use the word completion, but like you really complement each other. Like her strength fills in your weakness and your strength fills in her weakness. And so you see you together moving forward in life, because, the older you get, the more independent you are and the more of another certain steady direction you're going to end up being. But if you can coordinate and get it to go in the same direction, then it'll work. As opposed to going opposite directions where nobody gets nowhere. So I'm looking for that unspeakable feeling I get from interacting with her, that we got a synergy that lets me know that we can move forward.
Kwame, you want to hit that Blaylock? We got, we're going to hold it for you too. Kwame, you want to bounce on that real fast?
Yeah, I believe, because the thing about it is, you know right off, the bat, once you meet someone, there's a possibility there. And then from there, you try to, see, you're trying to look at some things, and it's really hard to describe really without, I guess when you're around somebody for a minute and you get that feeling, and again, you're trying to work out to see, okay, if this person can be, on the long term, and you want to make that commitment. But it all goes around, just a certain, like it's unspoken things and things that are just kind of not, I guess, apparent as of right now. Because again, all of us, we always look at the physical, of course. Someone that just draws something to our eye, of course. That's the easy stuff. But again, it's just those small things or those internal things that you feel. Maybe she's there. Okay, so let's see. And you keep on going and going, and then there might be a point where, nah, this ain't it. Or maybe a point where, bam, let me see. Try to kind of work this out. Try to see where and it has to be mutual, because that's you still want the thing about it is. You still want the thing is, am I wasting my time? because I've had a situation like before when where I've put out my cards and and the one Joan she just kind of played me with the friend zone stuff. I'm like, oh damn, come on now, we've all been in that situation, and then I live and learn about that situation too. Like, look, just don't waste my time. If you friend zone me, let it be known we friend zones. But I had another one that was kind of stringing me on. I'm like, man, bump all that. And again, I thought it was all good, but again, you have to have learning experience. You gotta have that mutual feeling there too. And she has to kind of let it be known either overtly or covertly. Somehow or another, just let it be known. Just don't have us hanging there like, damn. Well, what is it?
Okay. Blaylock, when somebody else just sent me a text asking a question, can they characterize the ideal woman for them? But we'll get to that. Since you are married, can you answer from the perspective of when you met your wife? How did you know she was?
Okay, man, there's too much emphasis placed on these feelings. These inner feelings, they could be gas. You see what I'm saying? Because feelings change. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of like, okay, well, dog, man, sometimes I like you and I might not like you the next day. Feelings are too fickle. My biggest thing is like, look, opposites attract in the beginning. But once you get in that relationships, those same opposites attack. In the beginning, they attract. In the relationship, they attack. Because we all try to create others in our own image. So when I was looking at my boo, it's like, look, how do you handle conflict resolution? I need to see you mad. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm going to love you when you sweet and all this stuff, but when you get mad, how do you fight? Do you know how to forgive? Do you know how to compromise? I'm an introvert. She's an extrovert. She likes hanging out. I'm going to use this for an example. If we go to a party, we go to a movie, she likes watching the blooper reel. I like as soon as the movie's done and they say close, I want to get up. But what's the compromise? We can stay past the credits. You see what I'm saying? It's like, can she compromise or does it have to be my way or the highway? So that's what I look for, your ability to compromise. How do you fight when you get mad? You know what I mean? But all this feeling stuff, it's like, no, we ain't basing this stuff on feelings. That's why divorces kind of happen. I love you one minute, but I can't stand you. Now I'm going to divorce you. No, too much, How do you fight? Can you talk? Can you compromise? Can you communicate? That's what's the basis, I think, of any effective relationship, effective communication, not just the words coming out of my mouth. Do you understand how I meant the words? Are you understanding it? Can we talk? Because by the time it hits your ears, it hits your soul, your spirit, this inner part that the brother's talking about, the inner side. What I said and what you get out of it could be totally two different things. So we got to know how to talk.
I feel it. Now me, I'll speak from a perspective of when I met my ex-wife, but I'm also thinking of what I did wrong and what I'm, how to redo that thing. Because I'm more of a thinker. I'm also into spiritual. I'm also into those God type meetings. We're all different, man. But my thing is this: if I'm in a city like Atlanta, Georgia, this is not what happened. But if I'm in a city like Atlanta, Georgia, actually this happened to my sister, and this is who she had a child by. My nephew's here because of this situation. She in Atlanta, Georgia, as big as it is, and she just happened to meet up with this guy in these various places about 3 times. Just as big as it is, they just happen to be at these, and they end up like, okay, this is something to this, and they connect it. And that's kind of like how I am. If it's just that mysteriousness about it, the name, I'm seeing her places. Of course, we click on something. I don't know if I can destiny. I look at things like this must be destiny type thing, but I don't want to get oversaturated in that stuff because some stuff is just straight up coincidence. But for the most part, when I meet a woman, I want something. It's like can't even explain it how y'all met and why y'all click. She does music, you does this and this. We don't have to do the exact same things, but if we like you said earlier, if we compliment each other in certain areas, it's like there's something to this, and that is kind of how I look at it. Now I'm gonna get to this question that Nautica just texted over. I believe this was her. can they characterize the ideal woman for them? Kwame, can you start that first?
Oh, brother, that's a characterize the ideal woman.
Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Well, I think for this way, what I'm looking for is one who's emotionally stable, one who doesn't take herself too seriously, who has a sense of humor, one who's I guess I would say spiritual. I wouldn't say spiritual. Put it that way, spiritual. Now the thing about it is, she had to have the same I guess religious affiliation as me. Nah, not really. But again, she has to respect mine. Let me see what else. Basically, I would say just God fearing. Put it that way. And again, and it just is open. But I think that's a start right there. And because again, I'm thinking about my last relationship and what I do, what I got out of that, the positives and also the negatives. Obviously, you don't want to repeat the negatives. But also try to build on any positives and any other things that that may happen out that can add to your life. That's basically where, at least to start right there. Just an independent thinker, ready to just be a unit. I'm not in a situation right now where children is a factor, so. That's not a factor right now for me. My children are more or less grown, or at least out of my, not say out of my life, but basically not a situation that's, unless I got like 2 teenagers left, so that I deal with.
So your ideal woman is in the gist spiritual.
Yes, sir.
What was the other
Humorous.
Humorous.
It wasn't, has a sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't take herself too seriously. Able to laugh, that's one thing, and it's loving, trustworthy, of course, always trustworthy. Yeah, always trustworthy.
Charlie, your ideal woman, the characteristics that she possesses.
Ideal, well, she is the truth. She's straight up, and she see the world as it is, not on some material thing, and not selfish, and so. With that, she knows what you want and how to go about getting it, and how we can do that together as a team to make things happen. Like I said, it's complement each other, and because we had that synergy together, we can get more done than if we was by alone. You know what I mean? So it's more of it's back to that thing I said. You can't really describe it, and you'll feel it. But her main thing is that she's not wearing rose-colored glasses, nor she's not wearing no pessimistic glasses. She strives for the truth. She strives to understand things. So that's what I'm looking for.
Blaylock, you already got what you're looking for, but the ideal woman.
Right. Basically, man, one who's in touch with her individual purpose and destination and driven to see it accomplished. Because we all have something that we're on this earth for. And if she can't answer where she's going, that's her destiny. We always say destiny, but all destiny is a destination. So me and her, even if we're not on the same path, we're going in the same direction, and then we could end up in the same place. But if my destiny is Raleigh, North Carolina, but hers is Greensboro, I don't care how long when we get in the car at the genesis of our relationship, we drive down this road called life and experience what we experience. When we hit that turning point, she's got to get off in Greensboro. You know what I mean? And mine is Raleigh. So sometimes it's all about, baby, what do you want to accomplish? And I'm very big on that. We've helped her establish her businesses and stuff. And it's like, what do you want to do? What is God speaking to you? Where are you going? You know what I mean? And as long as those things align, we good. We good. We can make it to the end. But if you don't have those kind of conversations, well, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know where we're going. We kind of make it up as you go. You don't know where your destiny is because you don't know your destination. So for me, just to capitalize, say it one more time, is like one who's in touch with her own individual purpose and destination, because at the end of all of our lives, we're going to have to answer to the Creator, what did you do with this life that I gave you? Did you fulfill your purpose? And if she can't answer that, it's kind of like, well, dog, baby, I don't know if we're going to make it to the end or not. You don't even know where you're going. It's not about where I'm going. It's about where you going, too. So that's what I look for.
My ideal woman, before I even speak on that real fast, there was an image that I sent out earlier. It said, ladies, you have $5 to build your man. And then you have these different characteristics to choose. And like good looking was $3, funny was $1, smart was $1, faithful was $3, great in bed $2, and it goes on. Overwhelmingly, if not all of them, probably all of them except one, and I got it on my Facebook too, they included number 5. And I believe that's why we got as many callers as we do on the phone right now. Faithfulness was number 5. Almost all the women chose that. That was $3. And the next 2 were smart and funny. So women want to laugh too. They don't want no uptight, grumpy, you know what I'm saying, Scrooge. And obviously they want somebody who's smart, somebody who I believe they don't feel like they always have to do the decision making for. You know, can they trust him to make important decisions without them if need be? I'm going to go ahead and describe my ideal woman. We're going to open it back up for any more questions. We're going to wrap this up because folks got to go to work. Ideal woman, definitely as a believer in God, she has to be a believer. She has to. You will be amazed at how many women, some men, but mostly women, have filled out the form at adozendates.com for, you know, the speed dating event. And when it gets down to their religion and how important is his religion, many of them say somewhat or not that important. And they don't understand if they're going to be a believer, that's one of the biggest mess ups right there. Because the same Bible that they say they believe in talks about being unequally yoked. So you got somebody over here believing in Buddhism and somebody over here believing in something completely different. It's going to be clashes, straight up clashes. So for me, number one, she has to be a believer. She can't be, I can't mesh with no atheist, bro. We just on 2 totally different wavelengths. You got to be a believer. I have a vain side to me, like we all do. We want to admit it because ain't no women listening, remember? She got to be fine to me. I mean, because you're not laying down in the bed with the spirit. You're not conceiving children with the spirit. It's going to have to be something that's going to entice me to want to do something. Something that I don't mind waking up to, you know, and I have to have myself in a situation of physical, you know, where I'm attracted to her as well. There's got to be a mutual attraction. She got to be a go-getter. I don't have time to push and pull. Been there, done that. It is strenuous. It is draining. She got to be a go-getter. She got to know how to count the money. You know what I'm saying? She count. Hey, I don't mind getting it. Can you count it? Can you flip it? Because the Proverbs woman, she know how to invest. Can I just say here and then she go and flip that to something? Or she just sitting back waiting for me to do everything? Can't have that. If she's okay with her career, and because me, you know, like if, you know, entrepreneurial things, it depends on how the life goes. There's gonna have to be some sacrifice, my end or her end. But if she's doing very well in her career and she want to stay there, stay there. But can she flip? Is she afraid to invest and flip? Because some people, all they know is blue collar. Mama and daddy worked in the shop, in the hospital, and just work till they 65, retires, barely making it for 20 more years and die. No. So I want somebody who not afraid to take chances, who wanna really go for the gusto. Somebody who want to be an example as a couple to others. So she can meet those qualities, and of course there's more that probably have to write them down. And of course, I like to laugh, because I can be the silliest thing you ever met once I get to know you. So she always stoic and just uptight. We ain't vibing. You know, we ain't vibing at all. And of course, I'm going to say this too. I've learned, I would love to get along with her family. It's not 100% because if I love her, it ain't nothing gonna stop us. But I would love to get along with her mother and her father and her brothers and sisters and cousins. I would love that. So, but it's not 100%, but it would definitely be a plus. So that's me, man. We're gonna open up the lines one more time before we get off here. If you have a question, please press ** and ask your question to these gentlemen. Press ** and ask your question before we close it out. Just press **. Any more questions?
Hello?
Yes.
Hey, this is Carnita.
Hey, Carnita.
Hey. I text you my question, but I'll ask it.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I was listening to everyone speak, and they're talking about, how when you're dating, basically you're not supposed to put everything out there. You're not supposed to treat that person like they're your spouse or whatever, but it's kind of like putting people on layaway. But my thing is, how do you really know how someone is in a marriage until you're married? I mean, what's the point of dating if it's not to get to that point of marriage? And how do you not give what you want to give? You know what I mean? Like, why would you want to hold back and say, well, I'm not going to treat him like this because he's not my husband, if you're seriously considering that relationship?
Good one. Layla?
Okay. I'm going to put it out like this. A lot of us don't know how to date. We mate. Dating is about activities. It's about doing something. Sister, if I'm going to ask you out on a date, you have to ask yourself, what would you like to do that you haven't done? Not a tired lady. Let me take you to a dinner and a movie. Okay? You've been hearing that for years. Do you want to zip line? Do you want to rollerblade? What do you want to do? Because dating is about activities, not the person. Now, if you go on a few dates, you get to see a person around stuff that's not so serious. You're not asking a whole bunch of questions about kids and stuff like this, because again, it's about the activity, but you get to see them in their natural habitat. Based upon that brother or whatever going on dates and stuff, you can kind of get the laughter. You kind of get little different things that makes it easier. But we don't do that. We mate. Whenever you mate, that's when that representative shows up. Now, there's nothing wrong with the representative, because if the sister is showing me the representative or the brother is showing you the representative, you're getting that person's best up front. It's just when you get into the relationship with him, he starts changing. You're like, where did all this come from? It's because he had a mating mentality. I want to get you into this frame of mind so I can get you and have you, so I can put you on this layaway plan. The thing is, make dating about activities. It's not so much about the person as much as it is about stuff. Get to see him in that environment. And once you see him natural without him putting on that representative, then you know who to give yourself more to than not. But again, we don't date. We don't know how to date. We mate. We jump into it. Well, dog, I don't want to jump around and see a whole bunch of people. You know what I'm saying? Is this the one? That ain't what dating is. It ain't. Right. When I was doing research, Timothy, and I'm going to stop. If I ask someone else, another group of people, who are you dating right now? I'm not serious with anybody right now. I'm just dating. I'm just dating right now. So you're not serious with anybody? No, I'm not serious with anyone right now. I'm just dating. If I ask us, if I come in our community, so who you date? I'm dating Tyrone. I'm dating Kwame. I'm dating Dre. I'm dating Tim. That's different. It's a whole different connotation. No, you're mating Andre. You're mating Kwame. You know what I'm saying? So I'll just kind of back up off that. You go on date. You do activities, things that you just wanted to do that you've never done before, and make them take you to those things. So at the end of it all, you feel fulfilled because you enjoyed the activity. Maybe you enjoyed him. Maybe you didn't. But why let a man take you to dinner or a movie and obligate yourself for an hour and a half, 2 hours with somebody that you knew within 10 or 15 minutes you really didn't like?
True.
Seriously. You know what I mean?
True.
So a first date should be, let that joker sit down and talk to you at Starbucks for 10 or 15 minutes. See if you even like him. So that way, at the end of the day, ain't nobody spend no extra money they ain't really want to spend. You know what I'm saying? It's unnecessary. It's unnecessary.
Mm-hmm. Kwame,
I digress.
Yeah, that's right there. Because basically, the stage where I'm at now is like, look, I'm asking a lot more questions that I asked when I got married. I've changed up. last per se candidate, you know, we had nice conversations and everything, you know, and you know, there's nothing I can say this way. It ain't there. It ain't there. Not because, you know, she fell short or anything, but just, you know, some other factors going on. But the fact of the matter is, again, you know, I'm more inquisitive. I'm more focused about, you know what I want to deal with, what I don't want to deal with. It's, you know, in a situation where it's, you know, it's like what can you tolerate from somebody? That's really where I'm at. You know, I can, you know, good. Obviously, the good. You know, I'm gonna deal with that. Yes, you want to deal with that with you know, with a big handle spoon. But terrible. You know, terrible. That's you know, how can I deal with that part? You know, that's the question, and that's why I'm asking the question. You know, there might be some stuff I can deal with, some stuff I can't deal with. So that's how I'm rolling. I'm looking at things right now. You know, whenever I'm looking at a candidate, and like you said, you know, that mating and dating thing is one thing. You know, sometimes I may just want to, hey, you know, that might be the situation, and she may be down, she may not. But in terms of when it comes to the long term and possibly long term to that next level, yeah, I'll ask some questions and look real hard. And is this somebody that I can be on in the long term for? And how she responds is what it is.
Charles.
Yeah, I agree with you guys saying.
Hold on. Did I hear in that question that she asked, how do you know if their marriage until you get married, like marriage material? Did I hear that wrong or something? Charlie? Somebody help me out. Did I hear that at least in that what she was saying?
I think she said something about not treating her like you're married.
Right.
I wonder why that was mainly. That's what I got from it.
Okay.
But I kind of agree with my man, but for the fact that you're trying to build a friendship, yeah, you're supposed to date and you're trying to build this friendship, and friendships ain't that formal and stuff like that. So, because you're going to need that friendship to fall back on when that romance gets challenged, you know. So, like you said, the other guy that said earlier, yeah, go ahead and date and enjoy each other, make it about the events and stuff like that, so that you can gradually get to know each other instead of just getting the stats and then, you know, playing house more or less. Like you don't want to just play house. You want to actually build something that will just topple over.
Exactly.
Right.
My thing is, my voice is getting tired, I guess. Some people like to test drive. And like I say, you know, if you know who her maker is, you ain't got to test drive her. You know she's quality.
Right.
You know, you want to test drive her. You want to play house. My thing is this: you get married, you have nothing to look forward to. You didn't tasted everything. You know, it's like cooking, and you just sit up there tasting all. You know, when the food is done, you halfway full. You know, so it's like when you do walk down the aisle, I want my stuff to be like new. Everything is like, this is a new life. I might not even kiss her till we. After you done been through something and it didn't work, you like, hey, I got to revamp the way I approach this thing completely. You know what I'm saying? That's why I ain't just running around dating to date. I don't want to do that. So how can I treat her? Is my phone in? How can I treat her? My bad. How can I treat her as we not married? Just draw those lines. Draw that line in the sand. Set those boundaries up front. You know, we friends, we courting, whatever we doing is clearly known to both people. And that's, of course, with communication. We ain't got to sit up here and act like we husband and wife until we that. So we're gonna do this thing the right way. We're gonna be friends. I want to marry a friend. You know, we're gonna court. We're going to date with a purpose of knowing at the end of this dating, we're going to get married. You know, so I don't believe there's a need to test drive. Well, we want to make sure we're sexually compatible. You better just trust God. Because if you think you just going to dive in and test it and then going to work it out, yeah, that's a lot of times where I've learned through mentors and teachers. When you do that stuff early, as a one older woman say, she'll be 76 later on this month. She always tell me, Timothy, what starts in the flesh ends in the flesh. So you out there thinking you're going to get it your way and get God's results, it ain't going to happen. You got to do it his way. That's just how I live. We all have our own religions and beliefs and systems and whatever. I just believe if you want God's results, you have to do it God's way. Point blank, period. Ain't no way around it. He gave us the map. You can detour and do whatever you want to do yourself, but watch you get lost. So anybody else have any more questions? Because 5 o'clock will be here quicker than I know it. Any questions, please press star. Star if you got a question. Star. Okay. Any last words, brothers?
No, I thoroughly enjoyed the conversation. I thoroughly enjoyed the conversation. There are a lot of different perspectives. I hate that I'm the only one up here that actually cheated. But it is what it is. It's helped me to kind of grow and see a very different side of things. So I really appreciate being on the call.
I would appreciate if whoever's been on the call, please go to the event page, leave a comment, let us know what you like, what you didn't like, who you want to hear more from, and we hope to hear from you in regards to some questions on the next call, which will be Friday at 9 o'clock. Friday at 9 o'clock. Why do I have it at 9 o'clock? Because everybody kind of slows down, and if I work, I get off at 7, so I have a couple hours to recuperate, and it'll be overtime, and I might do it, I might not. We'll find out Friday. Thank y'all for tuning in to Charlotte Execs Relationship Call, Men Speaking as If Women Are Not in the Room. This is the lead-up call series to the live event. So who do you want to see and hear more from at the live event? Make sure you text me that. Y'all should have a number by now. Who do you want to see at the live event? And everybody, good night. You're all unmuted right now, so
good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Thanks for joining. Bye.
Have a good night, y'all. Peace.
Bye now.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.